Upper body resistance training. We're going to use the wrist weights as an introductory method to the major muscle groups of our upper body. I'm going to perform 1 minute of each of 5 exercises that will target each of the major muscle groups of our upper body. And I'll do that twice. So this will be 10 minutes of 2-minute circuits engaging and targeting each of the 5 major muscle groups of our upper body. From head to toe, those muscle groups, from head to waist, those muscle groups are shoulders, chest, back, and arms. We have muscles on the front side of our arms, which we're going to just address as the biceps. And then we have muscles on the back side of our upper arm we'll address as a triceps. As I perform the exercise, I'm going to talk to you about the function of the muscles. So if you want to follow along, you can place wrist weights on, and I'm going to do 1 minute of each muscle group, 2 rounds of that. So this will be 10 minutes. I'm going to start my timer. So the first muscle group is shoulders. The function, or the main function, of a lot of the muscles of our shoulders is to elevate our arms away from and up from our body, or from our torso. These are called lateral raises. Some variations of this are, you could do these with straight arms as opposed to bent elbows, like you saw me doing just then. You could do these to the front as opposed to doing them to the side. Shoulders, elevating our arms up and away from our body. Chest. The function of our chest muscles, for the most part, is to pull our arms forward and across our body. Here, I'm keeping my palms up or facing up and raising my arms up and together. One way that you can alter this to encourage that sensibility of what the muscle function is, you can place one hand on the muscle group, perform the movement, and hopefully you'll be able to feel the muscle shortening underneath your hand as you perform the movement. So that's chest, pulling our arms forward and across our body. Next is back. The muscles of our lats run from our armpit to our hip. They function to pull our arms back and behind our body, as well as externally rotate our shoulder. So here, to engage the muscles of our lats, I'm starting with my hands ahead of my body, palms down. I'm trying to pull my elbows back behind me, and at the same time, turn my palms up. This accomplishes those 2 movements that we just talked about. The function of the lat is to pull our arms or our elbows back behind our body, as well as externally rotate our shoulders. So you really want to try to feel the muscle between your armpit and your hip, your lats, contracting there. Next, biceps, muscles on the front side of our arms. These muscles function to flex our arm at the elbow. What I'm going to do here is I'm trying to focus on keeping my palms facing up my elbows tight into my body. And I'm trying to bring my knuckles as close to my shoulders as I can. Now, again, remember, another way to feel and to connect to the muscle more is to place one hand on the muscle group as you perform the movement. And you'll be able to feel the muscle shortening and lengthening, or contracting and extending, or flexing and extending. Lastly, triceps. The muscles on the back side of our arms function to extend our arm from the elbow. Here, I'm leaning forward, I'm pinning my elbows as close into my sides as possible, and I'm trying to extend my arm not only back, but up as far as I can. So I'm trying to straighten my arm from the elbow and really feel those muscles that span between the shoulder and the elbow on the back side of my arm, contracting to straighten the arm. We'll go back to shoulders again. And remember, shoulders, the function of the muscles of our shoulders, or many of the muscles of our shoulders, is to raise our arms up and away from our body. So this lateral raise is a great movement for that. These are going to be the basis of just about every upper body exercise that we'll perform, and we'll just have variations off of these basic movements. Really trying, again, to come into a place of being able to feel the muscles activate as they perform the function. Now we'll switch back to chest, remembering the function of the muscles of our chest, for the most part, is to pull our arms forward and across our body. So I'm keeping palms up just for this, because I'm trying to work against gravity as much as possible. And I'm bringing my hands or my arms, palms up, extended arms, straight up and forward to right about face height, or right about chin level, and together. As I get to the point where my hands are together, really trying to push my elbows towards each other. Again, the function of the chest muscles, of the muscle of our chest, to pull our arms up and forward across our body. We'll switch to back again. Here, trying to focus on the muscles of our back that span between our armpit and our hip, trying to use those muscles to pull my elbows back and behind my torso. Elbows back and behind our torso. If you can rotate your palms up as you do this, you also get the muscles on the back side of your body that are engaged in external rotation of the shoulder. Biceps, the muscles on the front side of our arms. Palms up, trying to keep my elbows pinned into my sides, and raise my knuckles as far towards my shoulders as I can. Remember the function of our biceps is to flex our arm at the elbow, to pull our arm from elbow to wrist up and closer to our chest, or up and closer to the rest of our body. And lastly, we'll switch back to triceps, the muscles on the back side of our upper arm. Their function is the opposite of the biceps. Function of the triceps is to extend our arm from the elbow to the wrist. These muscles span the back side of our arm from our shoulder to our elbow, and when they contract, they raise or straighten, they straighten our arms or extend our arms from elbow to wrist. So here, we're trying to keep our elbows pinned in close to our sides, keep our arms parallel to the floor, and extend. Use the muscles of our triceps to extend our arms back and up. Great. So these are the basic movements of all the upper body resistance training we're going to do. We're going to branch out into various adaptations of these core movements. But now you know the function of the main muscle groups of the upper body, and we're going to kind of expand from there.